This is a Hot Pie Media original.
I want to play this back. You're probably aware of it. You made the comment of the Alec Baldwin public train wreck. Mm-hmm. And what is his wife's name? Hilaria?
Hilaria?
What is it? Hilaria? Like in hilarious?
I mean, I think it's Hilaria, but
Okay.
I mean, her name is probably just Helen. Because remember, she just, everything about her is
Okay,
fake.
so it just made me laugh for such a sad and tragic story, of which I think you've made a pretty good case. He's really not at fault, but he's handling this horribly. So
Agree.
I don't know if you know, now the wife, who apparently won't shut up, to your point. Mm-hmm. Now the wife, like, I don't think they're listening to anybody. They can't be listening to anybody. Now the wife says he has PTSD. And I thought, oh, well, okay, I get that. I could. No. He had PTSD, she says, before the shooting happened.
Just from living.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
life.
no.
Yeah. Before.
No.
That's what she's saying. First of all, I mean, I'm sure you've broken this down, but what's the point even? What is she trying to say? Like, you got to lay off him because he's a fragile, blustery kind of guy?
I don't know. I mean, I thought, why? First of all, it was a terrible, terrible idea, as we all pointed out. I had a lawyer on the show saying that is really not a good place to go right now. When he said, I didn't pull the trigger. Of course, everybody's now said, well, then what happened, man? And now she goes forward to your point and is saying he's, now listen to this. He's always had PTSD, she says.
One thing I've learned from entering this famous world is that when you get negative attention, whether it's from trolls or tabloid media, and people say to you, oh, just ignore it, that's what they want, if you give them attention, this is literally what they want. The issue is, if you don't say anything, you're giving them a space for them to speak for you. And your silence sometimes speaks enough for them to be able to commandeer your story. But it's tricky because you don't want to be constantly just responding to every single crazy thing that they say. And one thing I want you guys to start to maybe hear from me is that there is a difference between covering a news story and creating a news story. We oftentimes have people creating news stories about us. Now, my husband is suffering from PTSD right now. It's something that not just from what happened recently, but he's been suffering from this for a very, very, very long time. And these people...
Okay, well, there you go.
Wow. Okay, there's so much to break down
like,
here.
Shut up,
First
lady.
of all, she's from New Jersey or something like that. Like, the accent is just that kind of stuff. And maybe not Jersey, it's like Connecticut or something. She's definitely not from wherever she's pretending to be, which was a whole story that we forgot about. I guess who cares? Like, be who you want to be. But at the same, it's so inauthentic. Everything about her and him, frankly, at this point is just, it's beside the point. But that's already, we're not on your side, because she's so condescending. Yeah. Like, she's going to teach us.
What have I realize I'm disconnected from a lot of pop culture. Who is she other than his wife? Is she an actress?
I don't know if at some point, I think if I knew that, I've forgotten it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't have I don't have the room in my brain to remember what she wanted to be. But I think she was a yoga instructor at some point,
okay.
When
Great.
maybe they met. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. That's great. But she faked this whole backstory about being from Spain. The accent's completely made up. She's just this, like, there's something a little off about her. And the fact that she's going to come on here, okay, maybe we all probably have a little PTSD, but I mean, the way she's saying it is that he fought in a war, like he's a Marine. It's so condescending and so offensive to people that have really actually suffered. Not to say that Alec hasn't suffered after this accident. Right. Yes, now he does. Oh, it makes me. Why'd you get me so fired up?
I'm sorry. I just when I heard it, I thought I saw her name and I thought, well, that's her. Then that's the crazy lady. And then I played it and thought, oh my gosh, it's as if somebody got in your head and said, I want you to make things a lot worse. Like, I want people to hate you more than they hate you now. And these two people are. The man is not that I know of. I don't know that he's guilty of a crime. He's guilty of negligence and maybe civil. but the two of them are shockingly nauseating.
They are shocking. That's exactly, in fact, that's the name of the biography, I think.
Oh,
when we write this together, just shockingly nauseating. And he signs off on it. It's just, but that's the thing is that, they don't have to be talking. And what surprises me when they first did that thing with the Pratt, where she's holding the phone up and acting all crazy. I'm going to film you before you film me, and just yelling at the journalist. He seemed annoyed, but now he's sort of saying, I wouldn't be able to get through this without her. It's almost like he doesn't see it. They're just in such a privileged bubble of nonsense.
Yeah.
That it's like, watch. Oh God. I mean, there's, like I said, there's separate stories. The story, what happened on the set is awful, but really more so for the woman who died and her family,
right? More
than Alec, even though, God, it's awful that he has to live with that. I can't even imagine.
Right.
But just shut up.
Shut up.
I can't believe, should the lawyers just fire? Should everyone do what they did with Tom Cruise and fire him until he gets it together?
This guy comes on. He's really good. He's a great guest. He's a lawyer, and he said, I've represented celebrities, and he goes, sometimes they're just disconnected from the reality, and you try to give good advice, public advice. I mean, Jussie Smollett is a perfect example. I mean, you just like, dude, you don't see what everyone else sees. And this lady, since you've mentioned she has a fake accent, I guess they're that disconnected.
Which, that clearly seems to be the case. But I remember how interesting I thought it was with Tom Cruise. Like, he was starting to kind of spin. I don't know what the diagnosis on that is, but he was kind of starting to spin, and he fired his longtime publicist who had him reined in for so long, hired his sister. It might have been the other way around, but he fired one publicist, got another, and all of a sudden he's jumping on a couch. Yeah. There's just absolute madness. And, there are people that are really good at their jobs at reining people in, but you get that famous, you get that big, and your ego's crazy. We knew Alec Baldwin was crazy. I mean,
but this is serious stuff. I mean, Tom Cruise can be just a weirdo and an actor. You're now involved in a criminal investigation, and at best, you're going to get your ass sued into tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a light. This is not a light subject now. This lady, somebody, I'm sure they are saying, please shut up, please. The more they hate you, the more the cash register goes up.
That's exactly right. That's right. And maybe he just doesn't care. I mean, I understand. Okay, to play devil's advocate for 1 second, I understand the idea of wanting your story. You feel all these feelings and you want it said and done. But so do the Stephanopoulos interview, I guess, if you have to. I wouldn't. Yeah. But do that and be done with it. And she shouldn't be talking at all. This isn't even about her. Like, it just angers me. Maybe she's the best person in the world. I don't know. But,
I'm going to bet not. That's a Spanish accent? That's what that is?
I think it's some sort of hybrid of someone who went to Europe a couple times. I have this friend. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this friend went to England. A friend of mine from Texas went to England for like 3 weeks. Yeah. Like, it was 3 weeks. And she came back. I'm not even kidding. We were talking about something. Maybe we went to the mall. And she said, should we take the stairs or should we take the lift? And I was like, oh, wow. 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks in England. And she's like, no. And she even did it like this. She's like, do we take the stairs or what do you call it? The lift? No, how do you say in the States? How do you say in the States?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was 3 weeks. And so there are those people, and she's
I spent a lot more time than that there, and I didn't get an accent.
You didn't? No. Oh, that's too. Well, I know you get a little chimney sweep now.
I was in Southern England where they have a very, very subtle accent. Northern England, it's a much stronger accent.
Okay. Liverpool. Yeah, you weren't a Beatle.
Well, no.
I mean, you weren't a Beatle. Good night, everybody. He wasn't in the Beatles. I know you think he was. Yeah.
All right, movies.
Well, we kind of jumped the gun last week, remember, because I didn't think I was going to be here. So I'm just going to tell you what I told you last week because I got so excited about that.
Okay.
Okay. West Side Story we have, right? We did that. That was last week.
Yeah, you said it's the greatest thing ever made. You love musicals. It's perfect. Everyone's great. Blah, blah, blah. Right?
Are you? Yeah. All those things are absolutely true.
Okay.
But it's opening now. Like I was ahead of it, and it's in my top 3. I'm going to tell you right now what my top 3 movies are of the year, but they're not all necessarily available. Do you want to know anyway?
Yes.
Okay. I've already talked about Licorice Pizza, which was limited, which you should be getting soon. That's the P.T. Anderson movie. West Side Story, which I have in no way like hidden my love for. I think it's perfect.
Is there any pushback on West Side Story? I mean, I haven't found. I don't know that I found any negative review at all.
I really haven't read the reviews. You know, there were a couple things we may have talked about last week. There was a little bit of controversy about the lead, Ansel Elgort playing Tony. But it wasn't it wasn't any reason other than there was a Snapchat thing. He hit somebody up that was maybe 17 on Snapchat. But the story seemed to kind of die.
Yeah.
And this was a year ago or so. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But I thought his performance was excellent. There was also a little bit of pushback from sort of Broadway. You know, they're like, why can't they get, a real stage actor for this? And, I think the answer was because it's a Spielberg movie and he's a movie star.
Yeah.
So we're going to do movie stars right now. And that's what happened there. But it's so perfect. And then the other one I haven't mentioned yet is the new Adam McKay movie that's not out yet, but coming soon. It might be next week or the week after. It's called Don't Look Up. And it is phenomenal. It's Leo DiCaprio. That's the one with Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill. I mean, it's also a pretty flawless movie. It's a satire. There's really not much I can tell you without, I don't want to spoil anything, but I had heard mixed things from critics. And then I realized like critics are idiots, including myself.
Wait, say that cast again?
Leo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, right there. Kate Blanchett, Meryl Streep. I mean, there's a million. There's also some cameos. I don't want to ruin for you, but those are the leads. Tyler Perry.
Did you say Jonah Hill?
Honestly, Jonah Hill's and I don't want to tell you what anybody plays, but yeah, he's there and hilarious. And it's just so Adam McKay, you know who that is, right? He's the one who just had the big fight, sadly, with Will Ferrell. They had a kind of breakup of their company.
I read about that. It seems odd to fight with Will Ferrell.
Well, they've been friends for 30, 40 years. They've been professional partners for 25 years. They did Anchorman together. They really created some amazing stuff. But I think, well, we don't have to go into all that, but I think, that happens, right?
Yeah.
There's a point at which they just wanted to do different things, and Adam was being less.
By the way, how does I get all the names you mentioned for this movie. I get they're mega stars, they're super talented. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio is just off the charts.
He's just incredible.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
But when you say Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio, I can't help but think of Wolf of Wall Street, which I think is just a fabulous movie. I loved it. I keep trying to get the guy on the show, the real guy. I'm trying to get him on the show.
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah, he's out there again. He's a piece of work. I'm trying to get him on the show. But so Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio, sort of fine, magic in a bottle almost with that movie, which was just over. I don't know if you liked it or not. It was over the top.
Oh, I loved Scorsese. Yeah. I loved it. And that was another one I argued with. It was so long. I remember people complaining, it's too long.
Yeah.
And I was like, sometimes when a movie's really good, the length,
man.
Keep going. I could have done 4 more hours.
I just thought that thing was I thought it was fantastic. But so is DiCaprio so important and so powerful as he moves along? Does he say, I want to work with Jonah Hill again, get him? Or does it work that Jonah Hill is such a big deal now that they just happened to end up together?
Oh, they just happened to, these are two different. One was Scorsese, this is Adam McKay. It's a totally different thing.
Okay.
I think, there are certain people that people want to work with because they're really funny or good. And in this case, I would imagine that's the case.
Okay.
But it's not out yet, so I don't want to hype it too much. But I do actually, because it's just phenomenal, and it's this. Some people are gonna say I would imagine some people are gonna say it's a little too woke because it's Adam McKay. He also gave us The Big Short.
I love that movie.
It's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's your
See,
kind of deal.
you know what kind of pisses me off? Now here we had this thing where and this probably should bother you too, that you had Alec Baldwin and his crazy wife. They are the definition of woke, right? They're the reason why you get mad at these Hollywood types. But I'm sick of thoughtful things being labeled in such a negative way. The Big Short is a thoughtful, smart movie. What's wrong with that? It's become this bad thing, so you just throw woke at it because it's too smart to follow? That's ridiculous.
Well, there's this narrative, I think, where it doesn't even matter. First of all, I don't think of Alec Baldwin as woke at all. I mean, this is the guy that called his daughter a pig. And,
yeah, he's a tool. I mean, he's a tool.
He's not woke. But I think on the opposite side, it doesn't matter. There are people that hate Hollywood. So they just put the whole thing, and no matter what they're, even though they've taken all their kids to go see a Disney movie and they're not connecting that, like,
right.
Well, that's Hollywood or Spielberg or anything. They're just like, that liberal, that, that whatever. Jen Aniston just gave a story to the Hollywood Reporter this week where someone, I guess, called her like a vax hole. And she's like, why? Because I got a vaccine because I don't want to get sick.
Yeah.
Like, why? And they're called liberal vax. It's just, it doesn't matter. If she, the same person was from Nebraska, it could be the exact same person. You wouldn't hate them because they're not in LA or New York.
Yeah. I mean, it's starting to trigger me now when I hear this too often.
You're triggered.
Yes. And how about
that?
A
little bit Speaking of which, did you talk about the Sex and the City reboot? Is that not the brand of the show?
Yeah.
Speaking of woke, you talked about it?
Yeah. Hang on. Okay, first of all, I've already been triggered on the woke comment. Because what you described, like The Big Short, those are movies I like. That just means they're thoughtful and they're interesting, and so automatically, if it's thoughtful and interesting or it's smart, it just gets this label, and that's it. It's like turn the switch off, and it really pisses me off. Yeah. It's used too often. There's nothing wrong with being smart. Stop hating smart. Okay, agreed. That out of the way. I was triggered. See that?
I know you got triggered. It's a safe space. You're okay. You're not.
Okay, I did talk about Sex in the City, but I've never seen Sex in the City, and I talked about I know. I talked about the Peloton stock dropping 12% because Mr. Big died, which I think is fascinating.
Spoiler, guys! This really aired yesterday.
Well, but
it's out there now.
At 12:01. The stock started going down, and the story was, when I get up early in the morning, I mean, it's everywhere. And I thought, oh my gosh, it went down, not because of, the bike wheel comes off. It went down because Mr. Big died. There you go.
Yeah, which is hard. Because you're not connected to the show the way that I have been for, 20 years of my life. It shouldn't be that easy for you to just go, Mr. Big died. I mean, it's a really big deal, and we're all mourning that.
Okay,
Let's just take a moment.
Well, so is Peloton.
By the way, Chris Noth is fine, everybody, right? He's in real life. He's absolutely fine.
You know something else? I believe that the company, I'm sitting here and I got a mic flag of theirs. I believe he does a podcast for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean you believe it?
Okay, I did. I'm sorry. Yes. It's a great show. Check it out. I'm not a very good company person.
He's amazing. I mean, everyone's madly in love with him, but it was shocking. It was a shock. But the reason I brought it up, even though I know you've done the Peloton story, but
I missed the company email, by the way, on that. Maybe the company, we all knew that it was going to happen. I forgot to check it. Okay.
Well, okay. So here's the thing the opening, the pilot of, it's called And Just Like That. That's the reboot, right?
Yeah.
For HBO. And because Carrie used to say that a lot, but it's so, I mean, there are moments where you can't believe how they're like, wait a minute. First of all, they're trying to act, they're trying, the whole deal is like, we're kind of old now, but we want to still seem young. So they just start saying words. They're like, Instagram, right? Podcasts, huh? We didn't have those back in the day. I mean, it's insane. And then literally everyone they meet is like non-binary all of a sudden. Just all of a sudden, you're 55 years old, and now everyone all your new friends, there's literally everybody is of some sort of, and it's pretty woke.
Yeah. Oh, wow. There it is.
It's pretty woke. And so it's woke into it almost felt like the writers were mocking the thing they had to do. They were like, look, you've got to do this, that. We have to have somebody, of everyone's represented. And it almost was so over the top that you thought maybe the writers were in on something.
Okay. So, right. So fans aren't just flipping out because he's dead. John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce in all 50 states, now in several retail outlets as well. So we're going to turn it over to the social media rock chef superstar, and we're going to walk through a few sauces and why you should buy. We've done beet heat, so we're second in line now for the tasting. Don't forget, everyone, go to atxhotsauce.com. So here we go.
All right, so this one is our smoked habanero 5-pepper. We smoke habaneros with ancho, pasilla.
Is that going to hurt?
This one? No, This one's actually really, really good.
Okay.
This is like your traditional tapatilla, but without the vinegar in it, right? And because of that fermentation process that we've talked about all the time. This one is great on sandwiches, pizzas, things like that. Great on hot wings. I think you're going to really like this one too, especially the smoky flavor with the adobe chipotle and the smoked habaneros. We actually smoked the habaneros before we.
Does that go with the cab?
This would not go with the cab. This would go with the great Chenin Blanc, though.
I knew you were gonna. I teed you up with that one.
Yeah.
That is good.
That's good. Isn't that good? It's just classic take. Well, it's a new take on a classic item. So it's called smoked habanero 5-pepper.
All right, don't forget
One of my
ATX.
favorites.
Don't forget atxhotsauce.com.
Well, I mean, it's insane. Well, also Samantha's not Kim Cattrall. Refused to come back, and they made that a major part of the pilot.
But you're saying just the show overall does not meet what it used to be.
Oh, God, not yet. I mean, I'll watch the whole thing. And believe me, I like the diversity inclusion. I mean, I think it's great to evolve, but the way they're doing it is just so over the top. It's maddening. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Almost.
Yeah.
But the big thing was, super shocking, but it was the episode had been so bad until that moment. I couldn't cry yet. I'm not there yet.
Huh.
How do you've never seen not even like one episode in 20 years?
No.
Wow. Not even when Baryshnikov was on. I know how much you love him.
Yeah, I do. He was on there? Why?
Yeah, he was on for a whole season. She did. Carrie,
what?
Sarah Jessica Parker. She dated him.
As Baryshnikov, or is like some other dude?
He played some other dude. He was a famous artist.
Wow.
Yeah, and she thought it was very strange.
Was he good? Was he a good actor, or just had great legs or something, or what?
I mean, he leaped over a taxi once. I remember thinking like, well, that was they put him to good use there.
Yeah,
because he was trying to get a cab.
No, I've never seen it. You don't. I would not encourage you to dig too deeply into my media habits, because they're going to be sort of. I would never want to use the term Ted Kaczynski, but they're going to be kind of Ted Kaczynski like.
You would never want to use the term about the serial killer who lived in the
I don't ever want to compare myself to the Unabomber, but let me compare myself to the Unabomber.
Right.
I'm a little bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, look, no judgment, because
there is judgment.
I've never seen
I
Yellowstone.
haven't watched. Right? I don't even want to tell you what I haven't watched. When the last time I watched anything.
What about Succession?
I just said don't dig too deeply, and you're starting to dig. I don't want to tell you all that I haven't watched, as in nothing. I don't watch.
I mean, look, I can't. There's no judgment here, except that you're missing out. That's all I'm going to say is you're missing out on some. Really good stuff.
I know, and I don't disagree. It's if there was a small cabin if we were in Montana, I'd be holed up in there right now, churning butter and pumping my water.
It just seems okay. All right. That seems.
I would not be killing people.
Plan.
I would not be planting bombs, but I might be in that cabin in Montana.
Wait. So you're saying where I thought you were going with that is that you would be in Vermont churning butter, like binging these shows, but you're saying no.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. You want to be away from.
I'm Ted Kaczynski without the bombing. How's that?
That's your sociopath. You name him a lot, so I feel like
you put me in this odd spot, but I had to own what I am. Look, I'd be really hairy.
Do me a favor.
I'd be really, really hairy, and I'm not bowling anybody up. I'm not that place, but I might be in that cabin all by myself.
Doth protest too much, I think. You've said so many times that you're not going to blow somebody up.
I just need to get that out there.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to promise me something. No. It's unrelated to TV.
Okay.
I want you to take your kids to West Side Story this weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Someday I am.
Oh,
shoot.
No, not someday. I mean, I don't mean, and look, it's long and I mean, they have to love a musical.
I have one kid that will love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She'll love it.
Abs, please do that. It will be the most bonding. It's a ridiculous, and there is, spoiler, there's some stabbing.
Oh.
Well, because, these people, they dance and they rumble. That's all they do.
I know,
there's literally nothing else.
Yeah, but she's not, I don't want stabbing. Can we just do the Nutcracker instead? We do that several times.
But how old is she?
She's Nutcracker age. Very much into it.
What does that mean? 15?
No, younger.
Okay, if
between
she's
2 and 17.
All right. Well, that helps. I would say do it. If she's 10 or older, take her to West Side Story.
And her dad is not blowing anything up, okay? Just want to put that out there.
But you're not her dad. Is that what it is? It could be the mailman. Why do people always use that joke? Oh, it's the milkman. It's like, who has a milkman?
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
When's the last time there even was a milkman?
If there's a milkman, there's a good chance he's a criminal.
You're really stuck on the criminal sociopaths. We're on different things, but that's fine. It's your show. If you want to talk about serial killers, I'm down for it.
When do you see Sing 2? Speaking of stuff I can take my kids to.
I've seen it. I've actually seen it.
What the hell's going on? Why are we talking about Unabombers? You should be talking about that.
For a couple weeks. As a critic, I'm trying to give you what's out.
Okay.
Even though I did give you a little plug for Don't Look Up, but it's Sing 2, and I was shocked. First of all, it's that time of year where I have to watch so many movies in one day, which is a delightful thing to do. But it's like 5, 6, when you get to the 5th movie of the day, because we're doing our Critics' Choice nominations, it gets sometimes, the movie has to be really good for it to stand out. Sing 2, I'm just going to tell you, and I'm not going to do a full review now, but it was adorable.
Wow.
I was really shocked. It was absolutely adorable.
I thought the first was... nothing is Toy Story, but I thought it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, this is not Pixar. This is Universal,
I know.
And it's but I really, really enjoyed it. And cool thing, but I didn't go. I got invited to a reception this week with Bono because Bono has a song. He does a voice. He does one of the voices in the movie, and he has a song in it. And I got invited to this thing, but I wasn't.
But he wasn't in the first. So is this a new character? A new character? Wow.
It's a new character, and again, I don't want to tell you too much, but there's a song that's being nominated. That people they're trying to get nominated for. Yeah. All the awards and stuff, and so they had a little thing with him. But I was, I don't know. It was like a Q&A, and are you really gonna? You don't want to be the person hanging around. They don't really want to talk. It's not like it wasn't a meet and greet. If it had been that, I would.
So you didn't go?
I didn't go. I wasn't feeling great. And in these times, in this climate, when you don't feel great, you don't go do something.
No Bumble date for that one?
No Bumble date for that one, no.
No shirtless dude to go with?
But
no guy from the gym to go meet Bono with?
I send people don't. Have you talked about that? How many pictures I send you?
You send me a lot. If somebody had been looking over my shoulder while I was having a glass of wine, it's, hey, that's Jeff Ward over there. He's checking out a lot of dudes on that app.
Just not only dudes. They're oiled up.
Oh yeah, exactly. Every one of them is oiled up, and that guy is just swiping through those dudes.
I just want you to check them out. Kind of as like you tell me who you think I should swipe on. What do you think?
Man, is that like one night of your life of dating apps? That's a lot of shirtless dudes in one night.
A lot of shirtless dudes in one night. Look, a lot of people are shirtless in Los Angeles. I don't know what to tell you. It's just kind of what we do here. They
just all happen, as you said, they just all happen to be shaved and they're oiled up. I don't know how somebody goes to work with all that oil on their body.
Well, I think that what they're doing, what we're seeing, that is their work.
Oh, I see.
Their work is just getting oiled up, taking the shirt off, and then Bumble's just like, because a lot of times, I don't know if people do this in other places, but they put, their Instagram all their handles are on their Bumble profile. Is that a thing? Check me out on Insta. Check me out. Oh, follow my YouTube.
Oh my God. What channel. Are they, 12?
Yeah.
What adult says, check me out on Insta?
A lot of them. Many. All of us. You're probably supposed to say it. I'm sure there's a clause that you're supposed to go check us out on the blank.
For all I know, I might have that there.
Are you on TikTok?
I don't know. Probably.
Let's get you dancing on TikTok. It's gonna change your life. Let's come up with the Jeff Ward shuffle and get everyone to do it. And oh my God, this is exciting. I've just had this. I always have these ideas.
Yeah, I know.
I'll choreograph.
Am I going to be oiled up and shirtless too, or do I get a pass on that? Or am I just going to be Harry and Ted Kaczynski?
Your brand. It's your brand. You can choose.
Check me out on Insta. I'm not Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah, okay, that's going to be your hook.
Yeah, that's my hook.
But we're going to get you on TikTok, and we're going to do a little dance, and we're going to get people. We're going to name it something exciting. Anyone who's listening can let us know what we should name it.
No, they're already mad at me about it. I was trying to be an influencer on wine, and one step into being an influencer, and it has been a dumpster fire. They're just flipping out at me.
Why?
Because the wine ran out.
It's so good. That's
what
why
I
it's
thought.
just so delicious.
A pretty good influencer.
Ooh, you could make your own wine, and we could.
Yeah. I bet
we
you there's
have all these
there's
ideas.
dating profiles you've received where guys do stuff like that. They act like they've made their own wine, like they're their own garden, and they eat from their own garden.
Well, I've noticed a lot of guys say when it says like what their job is, they say that they're the CEO. Not of anything. They're just the CEO, but they're all oiled up. The CEO of what? Of bodies? Of Crunch Gym?
Yes.
I don't know, but
yeah.
that's.
I think that's
founder. Have you seen that word a lot?
No,
if you've been a founder.
founder.
They founded. They found. That's their job. Is their founder. They founded something.
That is, that's code for. I was about to say porn, but probably not porn.
Oh no, the porn guys tell you they're porn.
Okay.
I sent you that guy, right? And he was very defensive about it. This one guy was like, "Yes, I'm in adult entertainment. Grow up." That's what he wrote on his own profile. Not to me. I'm not even swiping on that, but like he just wrote that's on the outgoing profile. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, I do adult. Like, yes, I'm involved both behind the camera and in front of the camera.
Oh,
grow up.
Wow.
That's what he said.
So he's a
I have to
producer.
grow up.
He's a producer.
Yeah, he's a producer and he's on camera.
And grow
I have to
up.
grow up.
Grow up.
I have to grow up in order to like accept him, this guy, into my life.
So
Grow up.
Sing. I had low stand. I mean, I have to take my kids because they've seen it 7,000 times. It danced to every song. I mean, you name it. But I had the bar was low. I just thought you can't pull that off again. You're saying no. It's.
I mean, to me, sometimes something just hits you in the right spot at the right time. And I just really enjoy, again, this isn't for a couple weeks that it even opens, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I can be a little cynical about that stuff. And this year was a lot of animation, a lot of animated stuff. And, you get to a place where you're like, oh, God, you got to do something. You got to wow me here.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was a wow. Like, again, I always compare, if we want to say, talk about Up or one of the best Toy Story, like you said, it's not that, but it's
I'm assuming
younger.
I'm assuming Matthew McConaughey, who was almost governor of Texas, is back again.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. And always really great.
Yeah.
He's a really good voice actor.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad about the governor thing. Is that he did the right thing, we think, here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I know you probably already talked about that.
Yeah, I guess
maybe move out over for Beto. Like, let's get. Is that the idea?
Well, I think he's going to lose too, but it's just a matter of how badly he loses.
Really? You think he's going to lose?
Yeah.
He almost beat out your friend Ted Cruz.
That was a long time ago. I mean, I know.
That
is like the default argument. It's like saying, I don't know, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars, 5 years ago almost beat somebody.
The Cowboys won the Super Bowl in the 90s.
Yeah, I've found myself falling into that argument a lot, but since I don't think so. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to sound woke to some of your friends, say something like, this is my theory: if Donald Trump runs, Beto has a better chance.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
because it creates the anti-vote. Mm-hmm. And that helps him.
Well, I mean, he is going to run, right? I know that's not what I'm here to talk about, but I mean, Donald's going to run.
I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't know.
You think he's just kind of maybe creating some chaos and then going to step away? Possible.
Yeah. I mean, a very smart political consultant said on the show, I thought it was a brilliant phrase. He said, he's going to run up until he tells you he's not running.
Yeah. No, that's true.
I mean, which could be the last. Who knows? It doesn't.
Wouldn't it be funny? And I'm going to bring us back around because I know we have to go. Wouldn't it be funny if he did run and his slogan for no reason and never explained was "When you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day," and that was on the hat? What if that was?
What if? Yes. What if that was it? Yes.
And what if? And then Trump's people are like, yeah, I just don't think that's not as strong as "Make America Great Again." I just feel like. And he's like, no, this is it. Trust me. I know the people. I know what they want.
All kidding aside, you do know that they launched that seems like everything seems like a joke, but it's not a joke. Make America Great Again is actually, it is actually a thing, and there's stuff. It is a thing.
Oh my God.
Can't make it up. Can't make it up.
I like my version better. Just
well,
it goes
yours,
all the hat
a,
is really big and it goes all the way around. And
yeah, his initial, which I thought the phrase, we didn't need to go on this, but I thought the phrase was kind of, I mean, even though he's a buffoon, I mean, I thought the phrase was pretty genius for who they were tapping into, a bunch of angry old white people. And I thought the phrase "Make America Great Again" really worked well. So I think he just thought, "What the heck? Make America Great Again."
Yeah, it seems like a Christopher Guest mockumentary, doesn't it? It seems like something you'd see on that.
Yeah. Well,
go see West Side Story. You take all your kids, everybody's gonna love it.
Yeah. Okay, I will do it. If the stabbing thing sets her off, then I'm gonna text you and say, "Not cool. Thanks." Would you come to my? Story. I mean, would you like to bring some people to come by my cabin?
You know, I'm a little nervous about the cabin, if I'm honest.
There's no explosives.
You say that.
Yeah.
It just seems like most people don't even have to say that. Like if I'm inviting someone over, let's say one of the founders that I meet on Bumble, and I invite him over, I'm not going to kill you or anything or roofie you. You just don't even say it because you just assume that you're not going to do that. So I don't know. I'm going to wait on the cabin.
Oh, man.
Just sort of see how.
I haven't had anybody come by in a long time. Nobody's coming.
Well, stop talking about how you're not going to kill them.
Well.
That's my advice.
All right, go Cowboys, right? Their head coach, who's starting to, he just looks like hell to me.
I know. He's not doing well.
That guy looks like a mess. Right? Doesn't he? Is he not aged like 20 years? And they're good, and he's aging in dog years.
Yeah, it's not great. It's like when someone the first year of their presidency, and all of a sudden you're like, geez.
I mean, I would understand if the Cowboys were terrible. He would start to, just sort of over weeks and weeks just morph into this awful looking thing. But they're pretty good, and he looks terrible.
Pretty good. They're amazing.
Oh, oof.
Oh, I know, but come on, let's have a little hope. The world, it's been a tough 2 years. Let's just give ourselves a little hope. My Cowboy fans, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think you got something. I do.
We'll see. Well,
All right.
We don't have Romo there anymore to mess it up well,
that's
right before
harsh.
the playoffs.
Well,
I love him. He's wonderful. He's a wonderful commentator, and he was a wonderful quarterback. But I think we have a better team now, as you can see, and we're gonna take it. Maybe not this year, but we're gonna take it.
You're gonna take it. Doing all the way to state.
That's right. Get Jerry Jones on the show so I can talk to him.
Speaking of aging and dog years, man, that guy. I would love to have Jerry Jones on the show, but he's got like 20 of his own shows, so he wants to save his stuff only for him, right? I mean, no one on the planet
he might be a tough get. Yeah.
Nobody on the planet has more shows, and they're stupid, but nobody has more stupid shows than Jerry Jones.
I love him so much. I know we're not supposed to let everyone hates him. I love him. I think he's amazing. I think he's hilarious, and I love his love for the Cowboys. That's
look, I defend him too. I think I've always defended him. There's no one that tries to win and wants to win more than that dude.
That's right. That's right. And we can't hold it against him that he's a 10-time billionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, he just, he gives to charity, I assume, right?
Well, I will send you a telegram from the cabin, okay?
Okay. Yeah, you do that. I'm changing my address, though. I live in a different place now, so don't.
All right. Have a good weekend. Send me some shirtless dude pictures, and we'll do it again next week, okay?
Excellent. Bye.
All right.
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.